What up, it's Chris from LaserLemming.com, and I haven't been around for about those weeks because my computer crashed completely. You see it right there? That's because it's just been redone, rebooted, automatically even got that default Windows background going. So, yeah, that sucked. And even as of right now, while I'm recording this video, I don't have my editing software back, so I'm going to have to figure that out pronto. Anyway, I'm back. And things are going to be changing. I am working on building a little bit of a better background, some ambiance. Things are going to be pumping. Laser Lemming, it's going to be better. So, I digress. Let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo. God. Oh my God. If you haven't heard, Nintendo and E3 this year, all hype just completely deflated. Gone out the window. A few days ago, there was word that Nintendo was going to be talking about things like mobile, possibly NX, and boy, oh boy, did they talk about the NX. They talked about the NX, and they talked about Zelda. You remember Zelda, The Legend of Zelda for Wii U, heavily rumored to be on the NX. Well, Nintendo officially confirmed that Zelda is going to be on the Wii U and the NX, and both will be coming out in March 2017. Now, hey, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I have been a firm believer that the NX was hitting the end of this year. It just had to be. So many rumors were saying this was the case, and there really wasn't anything coming out in 2016 for the Wii U outside of Paper Mario and Zelda. Well, now Zelda's not hitting the Wii U this year, and there really ain't much else coming out for the Wii U besides Paper Mario. And it's not just me saying that, it's Nintendo saying it too. Because during this announcement that the NX is hitting next year in March of all times, which I don't think it will necessarily even hit that. It might even come out fall of next year at this rate. But during this moment, they said, oh, by the way, our E3 is going to suck balls too, because all we're going to show is one game, and that's The Legend of Zelda for Wii U, which is no longer coming out this year. Remember when we said it was coming out in 2015, and then we said, never mind, it's coming out in 2016, and now we're saying, never mind, it's coming out in 2017, at the same time that the NX version is coming out, which will be a better version, at least on a graphical soapbox of mine. It's baffling. It's baffling. So what they're going to do is not show the NX in any capacity this year at E3. Instead, they're going to spend all of their time on one game, Zelda, and that's it. Their reason being was that they didn't want any distractions, and they wanted gamers to be immersed in the ambiance of this Zelda game that is hitting the Wii. So we're going to spend all of our E3, all of our money on this one game that is going to be outshined by the better version of this game that we're not showing next year. They are going to put one big foot forward on the lesser version of the game. Their big showing of this game is the inferior version of the game. It boggles the mind. It really boggles the mind. I'm frustrated by this. If you can't tell, I'm very frustrated by this. And I don't think this is what Nintendo wanted necessarily. And it's weird because, no, there really isn't much coming out for the Wii U this year. Star Fox is out now. Paper Mario is going to come out. But Nintendo themselves said, hey, we're not showing anything else at E3 this year. Nothing else will be playable. Just Zelda. So you gotta think that this is not where Nintendo wanted to be, obviously. I believe that they really did want the NX to launch at the end of the year. And rumors are swirling now that the PS4 Neo or 4.5 or 4K is also going to be hitting around maybe March next year as well. And who knows when the Xbox 1.5 or whatever iteration of the Xbox One you want to call it, who knows when that's going to hit. Maybe around the same time. So all of a sudden we've got a very early next gen. And Nintendo, they're just kind of stuck. They're stuck where they are. And it's really weird. It's really weird. I get that, you know, they don't have a lot to show, so they have to play it off like we just want you to be sucked into the Zelda ambiance, but it's such a sad thing to see. It's such a sad thing to see, and I really hope the NX blows us out of the water. I hope it just blows us away when they do show it. And they said that we're going to show it, we're going to reveal the price, the release date, everything later this year. Just not at E3 when everyone's watching. I don't get it. I don't get it. What I think happened is they just weren't ready. Third-party developers probably said, hey, you want us to put games on it? We need a little bit more time. So what you're probably going to see, all these, not all of them, obviously, some of these AAA games that are hitting the PS4 and the Xbox One and PC at the end of the year, you know, like your Assassin's Creed, Call of Duties and all that, they'll hit the NX at launch after most people have already played them on other consoles, and it won't sell well, and you know, the whole third-party problem with Nintendo will continue. So yeah, it's not good, but maybe that was one reason. Maybe there were hardware problems, like on the production front. Maybe they weren't able to produce as many pieces of the hardware that they wanted to in the amount of time that they needed. So the president of Nintendo, I can't remember his name, I want to say Kimishima, but it's probably not right. He said that the reason was that they needed more time to produce more games, and that reads like Nintendo is the only one sponsoring this thing. They're the only ones coming to play ball in their own system, and if you've been following the rumors about the NX, it's the whole idea of maybe being a console and also a handheld, possibly two different things that could play the same games. And the whole idea is that Nintendo is unifying their developers. They're not going to have teams that make a separate game for the console and a separate game for the handheld. They'll make games that run on both, which will allow them to have a lot more games coming out on both systems, meaning much less droughts, which is good for Nintendo. It might help get a heavier user base playing their consoles and maybe even help bring third parties on board. Who knows? They're not really going to announce anything until who knows when. Maybe September if we're lucky. If we're lucky. But they've got shit else to talk about this year, right? I mean, how long can you talk about Paper Mario? It's baffling. It's baffling. But those are my unbiased thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section below. What do you think about Nintendo just showing Zelda this year? Just not doing much else. Just kind of letting 2016 be a loss. Because that's what it is. They're just not going to do anything. They're spending their entire E3 talking about a game that is not coming out this year. It's dumb. It's dumb. But let me know your thoughts, comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more if you haven't already. Really like that. I'll see you next time.